Warning, this is going to be an unscripted spoiler rant about Return to Silent Hill. I don't even know where to start with this movie. I have been looking forward to Return to Silent Hill for a while now. The fact this movie was even coming out got me into Silent Hill. I've watched people play Silent Hill F. I have played through Silent Hill 2 Remake. I've even tried and failed to emulate the older Silent Hill games. And I was actually excited. I was one of the more optimistic people looking forward to Return to Silent Hill. And I thought there was a chance, even though it was less than 2 hours and looked different, that there's a chance it could still be faithful. And it just wasn't. It wasn't. I honestly think Return to Silent Hill is one of the worst movies I've seen in a hot minute. But before I get into like what they ruined, basically, I want to get into what I liked, because this movie does have some redeeming qualities. It's like a 4.5 or 5 out of 10 in my opinion. But let's just get into some of the good things. I think Jeremy Irving as James Sutherland knocked it out of the park. While he doesn't look like James, he actually does a really good job portraying the character in, well, the way they write him, which, gee, the writing's the worst part of this movie. Good things, positive vibes right now. Positive vibes before I just endlessly rant. I thought James was done well, actually. I think Christoph Gans had somewhat of an understanding of his character, better than most fans in my opinion. I thought the structure of the story was done kind of well. The first hour of the movie holds a lot of promise through the cinematography, directing, music, costumes, and set design. The practicality and lack thereof at certain points are done really well, and I like the buildup of the movie. Sure, it's a little fast-paced in the beginning, but it's quite good. I also think the use of the music in the games is, it's far in between. Really only shows up at the beginning and then at the end, but the music they do choose to pick from the games, I'm very glad. You got Theme of Laura, Day of Night, Promise. You have Waiting for You, which was not even from this game, but from like, I don't even remember if it was the third or fourth game, but Waiting for You playing at the bar in the beginning was like, shook me like out of my seat. Like I was hooked. Like everything to do with James and Mary was just done really well, and I felt for their characters. I don't think the way, like, how the story went with them was good, but I just like their dynamic a lot. The monsters, again, they were done great. I love how they looked, but I think they were all wasted in my opinion. There was a lot of wasted. You know what? Good stuff over. All right, let's go back through what we have for good stuff. Jeremy Irving as James, the set design, the costume design, some of the music, and the first hour of the movie. I think once the movie gets to Brookhaven Hospital, it completely falls apart. I went dressed this movie cosplayed as James Sutherland from the original Silent Hill 2. Little radio in my right pocket, angled flashlight in my left pocket, M65 field jacket, gray button-down jeans. Yeah. Let's get into the movie. Let's get into what I didn't like. Literally everything else. Like FNAF 2, the writing was the worst part of this movie. I don't like how any of this was written as well. I think a lot of the dialogue was really like cheesy and corny. I thought some of the acting was also very stilted. A lot of the characters were just wasted, especially the monsters too. They were wasted as well. And the way the story goes, this is where the spoilers are going to start. They brought back the cult. They put a cult in Silent Hill 2 when the main themes of this game are supposed to be about promise and like promise and facing your own demons and sins of the past and everything. Nope, it's a cult. They've been feeding Mary like blood and poisoning her, and it's just, this isn't the second game. This is the second game in name only. It's like the opposite problem the first movie had, where like the first movie was a very loose adaptation of the first game, and yet it still felt more faithful than this movie. Let me break it down for you. Angela and Laura are significantly changed. They are now different versions of Mary. And to that, you may ask, why? What purpose does it serve? Nothing. It serves no purpose other than providing a twist. Mary's never in a stage of sickness where she even looks like Angela, so I don't get why Angela was just another version of Mary. Laura is just a plot device who pushes James further along to finding the truth, when in the original game, she was a child that couldn't see the monster. She was like some of the innocents left in Silent Hill, I think. I don't know. I've only really played Silent Hill 2 like a month ago. I'm really new to this franchise, so I might be seen as a tourist, but I'm still going to speak my thoughts. This movie doesn't hold a candle to the second game. In fact, right after I'm done making this video, I'm going to go replay the second game. All right. Oh God, what else? Yeah. So they introduce a cult, and Mary's father was like the leader and founder of Silent Hill, and like did this cult, and after like Mary's father died, they fed Mary blood that was slowly killing her over the years, until James left Mary, by the way. Like, he just left her alone there to suffer and didn't come back till she was basically dying, and then she's the one that asked him to kill her, when that's not the point, and that's not how the game goes. James's guilt doesn't make sense anymore, because it wasn't his choice. Angela is kind of faithful to the games, but because of how she's rewritten for the movie, it just feels like a very weird character. Abstract Daddy has 2 seconds of screen time. None of the weird double-legged mannequin creatures are in the movie at all. Pyramid Head has 2 scenes, maybe 3 if you want to be generous, and the subtlety that he's supposed to be a representation of James, it hits you like a bullet. They just show that's James under the head, and it's done in such a contrived way. The editing of the ending as well, when James is on the rooftop of Lakeview Hotel and meets Moth Mary to get his closure, is so weird, and I don't get what they were going for there. Eddie was forgotten. Eddie gets 1 scene. He's introduced throwing up in the toilet. He walks around with James in the apartment for a little bit. He gets mad, and then he runs away. And that's it. They forgot about Eddie. And then Eddie, oh, here's the kicker. Eddie is actually a variant of James. You know, then there's no subtlety there either. Eddie's just like, oh, I could have been a good painter. And then at the very end of the movie, in flashbacks, they show James with Eddie's beard, and it's just like, oh, okay, Eddie's just James's life when it was in the shitter. Forgot about him. Eddie gets 1 scene. The cult's stupid. They introduce a useless therapist character just for exposition that takes up way too much screen time, in my opinion. And going back, Maria, oh my God, I forgot about Maria. She does nothing. She looks good. She's serving in the movie, but she has nothing to do. She is in the hospital. She walks around with James for a little bit. She gets stabbed by a mannequin instead of Pyramid Head. She lives. And then later, when James is in this weird hallway of all these paintings of Mary, James makes Pyramid Head kill Maria, and then that's it for Maria. She's out of the movie. God, the ending is also so weird. They do the in-water ending of James killing himself, and then they do loop theory. James just loops back to the beginning and meets Mary again, and then they drive off, never going back to Silent Hill. I don't know. This movie, and then Brookhaven feels so rushed. There's no Toluca prison. Lakeview Hotel has maybe 2-3 minutes of screen time. It just doesn't matter either. Abstract Daddy, like I said, is 2 seconds on screen. Angela, they try their best to adapt Angela and just don't know what to do. I hate the cult. There's so much I hate about this movie. Why is it so hard to just get Silent Hill done right? I hope there's like an extended edition that adds more scenes of like Angela. And that's the thing, extended scenes can only do so much. There's so many fundamental issues, like making Angela and Laura different variations of Mary, making Eddie a variation of James, Pyramid Head just only having 2-3 scenes. So many of the monsters were just underutilized, especially the nurses as well. Somehow the first movie did the nurses better. I don't know how. Lisa Garland felt less thrown aside in the first movie than Eddie in this movie. I'm just tired. I want a good video game adaptation of my favorite games. FNAF 2 was fine, but not good. I don't know. Zach Kreger, please save us with your Resident Evil movie. Anyway, that's all I got. Catch you on the flip side. Whatever, man.